Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the end of the carrot for Wizard of Legend. And in this episode, we will be finishing our full Chaos run. So, as I mentioned last time, the absolute finale is honestly an interesting arcana, but it's not really all that good. You'll notice that we are now actually inflicting status ailments against our opponents whenever we hit with Chaos Reaper, which is really nice. I'm pretty sure the one that we're actually inflicting there is Burn, though. I really would have liked to have buy that Mortal Coil. Oh well.
The splash ability.
No coins in the shield. Dang it.
You missed a spot.
So what's new in the world of Cloud as we go through Wind Fortress once again?
Not much new to report on today, honestly. But I appreciate you asking.
Okay, then. TCG Pocket just released their new next expansion for Extra Dimensional Crisis, and it doesn't have anything. It has exactly one Pokemon that I'm interested to try and run. Although it has quite a few interesting supporters and tools that might be interesting to build around. I'm also already about halfway done with the solo mode content with it. Sadly, despite the fact that it's literally about 24 hours old.
TCG. The time when you could put a deck in a box, and you put that deck box in your pocket, and you put your pocket deck box under the table after you remove your pants and then have the cops called on you.
And then they confiscate your deck, and then you're like, but it's worth approximately $200. And it's like, well, then you should have, thought about that before you committed to such a social faux pas.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America. Is this America? I thought this was America.
So,
okay.
I do regret buying the Chrono Glove for this run. Not necessarily because it's bad, but because I'm not entirely sure how much it's actually what kind of positive effect it's actually bringing for us. I think the Chrono Glove is supposed to be slowing down enemy projectiles. Problem, of course, being is that, well, there's only a couple of enemy types that have projectiles in the game, and most of the time those projectiles aren't all that difficult to dodge. Hunter Stiletto.
Yeah, so let's not enhance on abilities that you don't need. You don't want redundant abilities. You don't want useless abilities.
Right.
You want every slot to count. Because you only have so many Arcana slots, and then once your Arcana slots are full, you can't add anymore.
And you also only have so many relic slots as well. I think it's a total of 16. I want to say it's 16, but it might actually be 18. Alright, we're almost done with this floor.
I did notice that because of the randomized aspect of this game, that there are going to be moments in the game where you think that you're going to just plow through on a trajectory that you've already pre-sighted. And then you run into moments like I ran into when I was playing Ethan Must Die on Resident Evil 7, where, okay, you had available knowledge to suggest that this is how your run was going to go, and then you found an item totally at random that changed everything.
Or at least attempted to.
So the ability to make decisions on the spot and also to upset even your own conviction as to how you thought your game session was going to go is going to be key to your success in games like these.
Alright, we made it to 3-2. Now this should be more or less a cakewalk, because I've not been having any significant problems with the wind elemental units, right, Mr. Cloud?
Well, you say that, but I've seen you at between 75 and 50% health quite a bit during this run.
Alright, and the sturdy shoebox. It enhances your Dash Arcana as well as something else. I forget what the other thing it does is.
But nobody keeps shoes in a shoebox.
They used to.
You're supposed to... Okay, if you have hiking boots, yeah, hang on to the shoebox. So then you'll know if you want your hiking boots, you gotta go to the hiking boot shoebox. But for God's sake, just keep a closet or something.
Then you end up with the overly played out 90s joke where your girlfriend or spouse happens to have a closet that is almost entirely made of shoes, and it's like, fucker, you don't need that many goddamn shoes, okay? You don't need a pair of shoes, one pair of shoes for every week out of the year.
Well, at least they're realistic about how to store it. Because at least if they have a closet full of nothing to wear, that they don't have to open a fucking shoebox first in order to get it.
Although closets in the 90s were just so fucking big, at least when it comes to media, because you could have, what was it, 20 pairs of shoes as well as up to 20 fully coordinated outfits just hanging on hangers. Like, I don't think I've seen. I don't think I've actually seen closets able to do that. In any apartment place that I've been to in upwards of 4 years. Like,
I tell you, man, if there was a grand council of fashionistas, there would be some people who would subscribe to their meeting minutes.
Definitely.
Come on, smash the statue.
You can't smash the statues. Unfortunately, I do not know if you are allowed to interact with the statues at all. There's a hint. That one of the epilogue NPCs gives that implies that you can interact with the statues, but I don't know how to do it.
Well, you're not gonna be doing that trope where you're supposed to imitate the pose of the statue. I think that was a Fable 2 thing, because this wizard guy that we've been playing as, he has only one posture, which is, I'm ready.
And he usually is ready, which is nice for him.
I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. He is wearing very SpongeBob-themed colors.
It is not SpongeBob yellow. It's brighter than SpongeBob yellow, so there.
Just a little bit.
Okay,
This is more of a cheese yellow.
Yep, 100%. Now, let's finish off a 3-2 by fighting this crushed Colossus.
The Colossus.
Summoning yet more crushed Colossus minions. Zap them with the Distortion Beams.
Nice. Destructo Wave. The Ironclad Card Holder.
Which gives us an additional 90 HP. Sweet. Alright.
60, actually. Because your max HP was already increased to 530 before you picked up that item.
Behold the graphical effects for going full chaos. I had not experienced this beforehand. So this was something that was a really big surprise to me.
I know. Past Gerdat can't believe it. He's so distracted that he can't even go through the menu quickly.
Alright, be safe, Annotations Gerdat.
Yep, see you in the next playthrough, Annotations Gerdat. Thank you for popping in.
Alright, Chew. We are significantly more powerful than we've pretty much ever been before, so this fight's more or less just a formality. Let's go.
I am the master of chaos. And you got an additional 10 hit points.
Hey,
boy,
Past Gerdat, you happen to have taken quite a bit of damage during that scuffle there.
Yeah, you got all this
Hey,
increase to your
Past
max
Gerdat,
health.
you happen to be losing a majority of your HP through a single cast of spells. Oh.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
As I mentioned just a little bit ago, I'm not actually all that practiced against you, so his transition attack absolutely fucking floored me.
Damn. Well, that sucks.
Yeah. You can't lean specifically on just having really good Arcana. You are going to have the mechanical abilities to, do all the things that you need. So, as we, as we go and attempt to purchase a bunch more Arcana, specifically, I would like to show off one of the bigger Arcana that we just got, which is a Radiant Knockout, which is Mjolnir. It's very fucking cool.
Well, Mr. Grit, I'm afraid you have successfully just dissuaded me from ever doing full chaos build because you did not convert getting full chaos into a win.
This is correct.
You died.
And the reason is very specifically due to my mechanical skill. Having full chaos, especially with the all bonuses, yeah, that should have been a fucking formality to go through Shu. But I ended up getting hit by the start of his transition attack, which led to me getting hit by everything else. I was hoping the Stygian Turtle Shell would actually protect me from that, but it did not. So, oh well. As I've already mentioned, I fucking love Wizard of Legend 1. This is definitely a game that, if you're willing to put in the time, is definitely something that can be a very entertaining experience. And even without going for full completion, I still haven't fully completed Wizard of Legend 1 because, I need to finish... I need to have another 14 successful runs on this save file in order to get the rest of the Chaos Arcana. But I don't think that I really want to do that. I think that going for full completion is definitely something that other people will definitely enjoy doing, especially if they find different Arcana trees more pleasurable to run than I do. But even with what I've shown off, I honestly think that this is easily the best or at least the most entertaining roguelike I have ever played. I like it way more than Slay the Spire, I like it significantly more than Binding of Isaac, and I like it way the fuck more than Dead Cells. And I actually enjoy each of those games quite a bit, but not enough to do playthroughs for them. Yeah. I also like this game more than Monster Train, although Monster Train has the problem of very specifically it's just not willing to tell you the things that you need to know for specific deck types. This is an awesome roguelike. I recommend you guys go pick it up, and it's also really cheap. In fact, it was free on Epic a while back. So anyway, be safe, everybody. Join us next time for our next video game, where it'll be something completely different. Waha.
Thanks for watching Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. We'll see you next time.